Hello, welcome to the next IC edition of your favorite program, Let's Talk Naija. My name is Omalaba Karaji, and with me on the show today, as you can possibly guess by now, I've got with me Ibrahim.
Ayobiojo,
I'll
Ibrahim,
not mention.
Adedoyin. You can call me Easy Baba, number
I don't
one.
want to
You don't want to call me
mention.
number one, but I'm still number one.
We'll do number two.
There's only one Easy Baba in this world.
We'll do number
There's
two.
no other Easy Baba in this world. Come on. I'm number one. What's up, people? Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we are here again. Like we never left. I hope you guys
Yeah.
missed us. I always like to hear that you missed us. That uh
They do now. They do.
they they don't tell us though.
They will tell us soon. You guys should tell us soon because she's already angry.
I'm not angry. Today I promise myself I'm not going to be angry. I'll try.
Oh, it's gonna be hard.
I'll try. I will not rake. I'm going to be smiling like this from the start. How about it? I go get angry? Because the next thing I want to talk about before I do that, before I get into that, how are you? How have you been?
I'm fine. I'm doing good. It's not been easy in Nigeria, but we go through it. How about you? Have you been?
I'm fine. Or at least I'm trying to be fine.
Same.
Where should we start from? Should we start with the traffic? Should we talk about with power?
Let's start with traffic because that traffic has been caused by something. The what's it called the queue. Yeah, if you have, I'm pretty sure all of us would have noticed. Like there are queues now, long queues or at what's it called at fuel stations for since Monday. Started since Monday, and uh, well, the what's it called petroleum minister told us not to panic. That this is just a blip because they are trying to get what's it called? They want to release tankers as well.
The tankers are unable to access the road
Yeah,
because of the
the
floods
and
yeah.
everything. So to an extent, I can call it a mini, like
A mini blip.
a mini.
But how blip of a blip is it? Okay, so this is it. Yeah. So on Monday I was out, but I did not notice it because I was. I will get into that one. So I was out, but I was so like up here. I wasn't. Like, what was on my mind was not if I noticed queue or not. I just wanted to get where I was going to in good time and all that. So I didn't notice. Yesterday it was clear the kind of traffic. So typically, yeah, over the past few weeks, my route, which to the office, which is not usually a traffic pro route, but over the past it's been crazy.
Yeah.
But yesterday was a different level. Like for every filling station, so you had cars parked like that took up space on the actual road.
Lane, like
So
lane.
if you're having here, so this is what happens there. On my route, there are quite a number of filling stations.
Yeah.
So if you get to this stop, you're having queues, you're having cars parked, people down there queue with the cars. So parked like that. Then you go forward. Then there's another filling station here. Then they are parked.
Same.
So on this lane, it might not be double parking as it were because it's not the same environment. But you have a smaller route to go through and all that. So it was crazy. Like I think I have about how many filling stations on my way? 1, 2, 3. I have about 5. Yeah, I have about 5. And that's just on one route, and it's not the biggest of roads, right? So you have that problem. So it took me a much longer time to get to the office than usual. So there was that. There was also more like the traffic was insane. So if I've already explained what caused me problem, I can only imagine what other routes and other axes also would be facing and all that.
When I was coming today as well, I was coming yesterday and today. I noticed it at first yesterday. I was like, probably na delay. That was my own thought. Like, probably they got delayed. They are what's it called? The person that came to them, supposed to them, probably got delayed and everything. Then forward to today, and I was like, this is not funny anymore. Every station, every fuel station. So on your way to Abulegba, there's on this corner you pass from Fagba. There's a link road from Fagba to Abulegba. So on that route, there is this filling station. I think I'm not going to mention it. There's a filling station right there. So, but that place is always packed. Like there is always traffic from that Fagba to that Abulegba axis where you come out that roundabout. But on our way this morning, I was like, this place is free. This road is free. What happened? But as we were close to the front, I was like, oh, this is why. Just as you mentioned, there were cars on one side of the lane, and I think I counted like 20 plus cars, and this was about 7. No, this was like to 8 this morning. That's imagine as 20 cars being on that road, being on that queue. And when we got to the filling station, when we just passed the filling station, I looked at the filling station. I took a look, and it was still not opened.
So like everybody knows how long they've been
They've
there.
been there. Those guys, the attendants, they were there. I think they were expecting the tanker, or probably their manager was not yet there for them to authorize for them to start selling. But people were already set. Not only cars, bikes, na peps, that's tricycle, gigs, normal fuel, they were all there, and it affected transportation to an extent, because on getting to Mabulegba, when you want to take your operator from Mabulegba, it is 100 naira bus, the mini buses. And I was actually with my earpods, I was listening to something, and I was already in the car, so I was already in the bus on after we moved. And I saw the driver's hand that just doing like
Stretching
this.
like
That
money.
means where's the money? Oh? Give him 100 naira. Then it was not doing like this. And I had to remove 1 year. It was now like
You say?
150 low money is 150. 150. I was like, eh? The one dog was like, that's what you were saying before we went on 150, 150. I wanted to hug you. Then I remembered I saw Q. I saw Q yesterday. I saw Q today. I was like, no, I don't want to argue about it. Okay, I'll give you. So I had to pay up. So this is just for a very minimal distance, right? You added 15 naira to it. Imagine those people traveling.
Like
Every single thing right now has to be. They don't put money on top. Like there will be money
it's
on
inflated.
everything, and this is due to the flood, and it is not funny. It might be funny to us now, but they are saying we should
It's
not.
never funny.
They are saying we
It
should not.
can't be
Yeah,
funny.
they're saying we should not panic right now, but we go panic soon, because Monday they tell us no panic. You are seeing the queue. Fine.
Tuesday,
don't panic. You're seeing the queue.
Wednesday.
I trust negotiations now.
I mean, you start to see panic buying. You start to see
Friday like
people
this,
staying
you will see
over.
50-liter kegs are plenty. Buy. Don't let us, and that is going to cost. That's still going to see the people I was talking about. It's going for 150 naira. I hope they don't call it 200 naira. If they call it 200 naira, that means I'm going to be waking up very early to walk in.
Right, jogging things. Just get your running shoes.
I
And so
cannot.
that way you're staying fit, you're staying healthy, and yet you're saving money.
Monday to I should jog Monday.
You get trimmer very quickly.
I see everybody in the show. Omolabake does not like me. How should I be jogging on a daily? Who can you jog on a daily? Oh yeah, jog. Tell me. Tell them.
Me, I'll not be trying that. Do you get it? So the point is, you'll be doing it first. How it goes, and you give us feedback.
So my calories will be burning with your own calories.
No, like I'll be behind you, solidly behind you. I'll give you the necessary motivation. And like all he needs. The point is, I'm not going to be on the road with him, but I got you. Promise. Like don't worry. Like accountability partner
for Ibrahim.
Accountability partner. I'm giving you motivation. Start going. Can you do it? Where are you? I will give you all of that morale. Trust me.
Well, you see, honestly, this is unfair on us. This is unfair
it's
unfair on us.
Thinking about
and this could have actually been averted, because what caused the fuel?
We're talking about floods. I've been trucks not being able to access the local road, which is unfortunately. I'm talking about the flood. Let's quickly do.
It's too bad though. It's too bad, because this one will link to another topic that will make me get angry. But don't
worry. Just brief. So I came across a photo on not photo. It was a video. A very short clip on Twitter this week, no, last week. Bro, my heart cut because I was unable to get that video, and I hope I was able to. But chances are you've come across that video of this humongous snake.
No, that's a python or anaconda.
I don't know the brand. I don't know the species.
That's what we call an anaconda.
What looked like here. We were unable to confirm from anyone. I mean, nobody was able to explain what and what. So apparently, the snake got electrocuted on an electric pole, and as a result of the flood, basically. And it's a morbid thought. What just imagining, yeah, such an animal being in your vicinity that you have nothing to do about this animal. Like, how do you breathe? Like, how?
My first thoughts when I saw the thing was like, how many people would have this thing beat or swallowed prior to it being electrocuted? Because it was during flood. Snakes can swim in water, right? Easy for them. They can easily. That kind of snake has to be living in water. It got it got entangled into civilization because of the flood. It took it out of its own
Habitat,
province,
basically,
yes,
right?
took it to where people are. So I actually saw the lens. I saw the video. The funniest part is you guys know pole now, NEPA, PHCN poles, right? Their length, this thing was not even, it was more than it, because its head was at the beginning of the pole and it still had its tail on the floor,
Like straight.
stretched. So that is just one that we don't even know about. Do you know how many alligators? Do you know how many crocodiles that would have found their way into people's homes? Imagine someone that has like a like something up, like what's it called? Let's say a bunker, or should I say another ground? Yeah, you think you are safe,
It's
right?
messing with
And
me.
the next thing you are seeing, you want to wake up, you are just seeing that snake looking at you in the eye, like I don't want to think about it,
Like the
but it's
panic is
unfair.
enough to
So
kill
where
you.
is the local government chairman? Where is the representative? Where is the house of rep for that area? Where are they? I'm pretty sure they are not in the area. I'm pretty sure probably they are in Abuja chilling. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we are right among them. We are doing this for the government. They should come and help us. So you and the government did not know about averting all these kind of situations when you were informed about this 20 plus years ago. See, there are things.
So
There are so many things. There are so many things
so
that are
basically
attached to
we
it.
have so flooding is a disaster, as it were.
Big time
But
disaster.
you know what is so upsetting about the situation for me is that the we know that certain areas are prone to flooding as a result of either higher rainfall,
Yeah.
dams, all of those things. But this year, so basically, as where experts have said that Nigeria is facing, it's not even what they've said, it's what we are seeing. Like, if you're not seeing, if you're not currently in that location, if you're not currently present there, you're hearing
And
of
you
how
see
much,
videos.
yeah, of how much devastation this floods, of course. We have climate change as well. Yeah, that is also battling with us. We have, but the point is, from where our government would have done something, they did not do anything. Say, for example, build the dam you were supposed to build in the first place. Did you do it? No, you didn't. Did you, from talking about our drainage systems, that we don't have proper drainage system?
There.
There's a part of the citizens, absolutely, right? But the part of where the government should have done what they're supposed to do, did they do that? We have
Sorry, I want to ask you, what part of the citizens?
from us not throwing our trash in the drains. So they, I mean, I live in Lagos, okay, and the Lagos is so far. Lagos is not one of the uh, areas, one of the states to have been hit with flood, heavy floods, as it were. Not because there are not areas that get flooded when it rains. I'm just saying the kind of floods that about 33 states are facing is not what is not about 6 states have they've been the heavier hit, Anambra, Bayelsa, and stuff. Of course. So I'm just saying for the part of us Lagosians, I mean, I see people do this when they toss their trash, whatever it is raining.
Yeah.
You see, it's just a tiny
Opportunity,
little
major
bit of
opportunity. Yeah.
rainfall, and they are there chucking their trash in there. So there's that part. That's what I was saying, where we the
Get your
citizens
point.
also have our responsibilities.
Check mine now.
But now, where I'm sorry, as a citizen, is it my job to construct the dam, as it were? Is it my job to construct a drainage? Is it my job to alert people beforehand, things to do, what not to do, educate your citizens. Basically, we didn't do all of this, and here we are seeing videos of houses submerged. Then it reads to ask you, I mean, it reads to ask rather that for the people living in these communities, for the people uh, farming there, for people working in these communities, where do they sleep? Where do they live? Where how exactly do they survive with this devastation? Where no succor, no relief, just vibes.
That can be vibes. Well, they said like 600 people are dead, right? I can't authoritatively tell you, right? But I know for certain that that number would have multiplied by at least three. Not just because of anything. You are living in infected area. Do you know how dirty those waters are?
It's so
And there are people living there like that. We saw a picture of people watching the football match, right? Their legs were infused in water. They just have to go watch, like,
the game,
what's going to give
right?
them at least a soccer, a little bit of joy from what the problem is. But you that say you yourself want to go and enjoy yourself a little bit, take your mind off what is happening. But your legs are still in that same water. I'm not saying they can't do better, but it's not their fault, right? Do you know how much tetanus?
Waterborne
But
disease in general.
I cannot start counting. Just the thought of it alone. Okay, for you to have like a graphic image, right? Imagine yourself walking, you're a fresh boy, clean, or a fresh lady, clean, walking somewhere, right? Somebody now use their car or bus to do boom. Now that I'm looking for the perfect analogy for you. Splash, splash like
And bathe you in
I'm
disgusting
bathing you in
water.
disgusting water. You know how you feel. Just now imagine yourself if
Like submerged. We're
doing
having
doing
cars.
doing the Michael Phelps inside. Doing phew. I saw a
Oh
picture of one
God.
lady. The way she was looking, like I
Yeah.
think it was her hostel. She just early morning, she just woke up, took a selfie, but and she was smiling. But now here you see,
It's smiling through the pain.
this place was submerged in water. I can't even call it water. It was submerged in tea, chocolate,
And not the edible kind.
not the edible kind though. How?
Oh,
How do
I'm
we
trying to
survive this?
breathe.
How have we been surviving
I'm
this?
trying,
Like
I'm
for
trying to.
real?
It's messing with me so bad. Like thinking about it. So, as it were, right now, about 1.3 million people have been displaced, and we have about
1.3
200,000 homes that
million
have been destroyed.
people.
So we already have the
Ha.
IDP comes from the as a result of insurgency, right? Now we are having this as a result of natural disaster that could have been avoided if we had better infrastructure, if we had better planning, as it were. And here we are. My heart goes out to everyone going through this, and I can just imagine how much it's going to take them to have to bounce back from
Some
situations
people,
like
some
this.
of
It's
them
just
can never
crazy.
bounce
It's
back,
just
and it's
crazy.
not it's just the reality. How many of them would have everything they have worked for in their life or own
Washed away.
washed away in a matter of minutes or hours? And now they're saying you have IDPs, internally displaced
Most
people's camp,
definitely,
right?
it is what it is.
Yeah,
We're gonna have people
fine.
lose
But
their
how
homes.
we have 1.3 million people displaced? 1.3 million. Do you know the amount of 1.3 million? That is like a football stadium. At least
Mhm.
50, at least 50 football stadiums.
Okay, now I get it. I was like,
50 football stadiums filled to the capacity. Come on.
Ooh, so here we are, and
Which camp won't
one
hold?
thing is definitely going to affect. We talked about it's already affecting fuel, as it were. It's
How
surely going
about
to
the
affect food.
food?
It's going to affect food. I mean, we get our food from this part of the country, as it were. So it's crazy, and when we hear that we're having a bag of rice, do like this. It was here before. We're still trying to breathe and eat rice in peace. Then we tend to do like this.
Now people are switching to Gary. Now it's cassava flakes. People are switching to
Kidding,
cassava
cassava
flakes.
is Gary, please, people
No,
of
I
God.
know. Just for people that don't know understand what Gary is, cassava flakes, right? Now you are switching to cassava flakes.
So we use it to eat what stew.
You are having Gary and eba. Like Gary and soup. That's eba. Now we're having Gary and what's it called? Groundnut now sugar. That one is there. Then you have the like Gary on its own in
We use it to
the.
eat what?
Just put anything. Use it. Put pepper.
Oh God, have mercy. See,
There's no rice.
we
Do you know how much rice is? By December, rice might be 50,000 naira
we
per.
hope not. We pray not.
That means if you want to go buy rice, right, they'll just be counting per grain for you. It's funny,
It's
bro.
not funny. Then I say laughter. I mean, sadness brought laughter. I mean, what's the correct English, as it were?
It's too bad. It's
Be
hard
fine,
on us.
we'll be
It's
fine.
hard on us because
It's sad. That's all I can say. It's sad. It's
I have so many terminologies
painful.
to say. I have too many things to get angry about. But I'm just trying to caution myself as much as I can because I'm on TV and I have to be calm.
And breathe.
But it's not nice.
It's not. It's not.
It's not
Okay,
nice.
so on to our next story, which is part of the things that have been messing with me. I'm still on my personal rant, FYI. I'm still affecting people too. So over the last few days, about a week or two, we've been having issues of epileptic power supply. So
Yeah, see,
See,
you guys just get ready to be
on
handed
Monday, the reason why I was not seeing fuel, because my eyes was not seeing things, I was not seeing motor. I just wanted to see. Breathe, come on, okay, calm down. So as a small business owner, okay, I have a cake business. And what did IKDC, which just call them NEPA, so they
Yeah.
are right? They've had their name changed, FYI, from NEPA to
PHCN.
PHCN. I was like, as far as I'm concerned, nothing has changed. They're still
That's
NEPA.
still
to me.
Nepal.
IKDC is the one in my environment, Kaja Electric. So. And they decide This Friday we were just sitting down like that. How best can we make life miserable more for our citizens? We're dealing with flood, we're dealing with food insecurity, we're dealing with food inflation, beg your pardon. And so it's like how best can we make life miserable for people? How best can we torture them a bit more? And that particular task was delegated to NEPA. Okay, and decided to mess with me and mess with my life. See, I'm not joking. See, over the weekend, I've never had. I can't remember having anxiety attacks the likes of which I had over the weekend. I could not sleep. Why? So I had jobs that I've been paid for that needs to be delivered. That was handicapped from delivering the job as the web because I need power to be able to work. So you go to bed like,
Yeah.
okay, we have to wait for them. So the point is, I don't have a generator that can handle the my equipment. I can handle my heavy duty equipment basically. I can't handle my fridge and freezer. I can't handle my mixer and all that. I was going to sleep without actually sleeping. Why? Because just say like, God, please help me. I wake up again, nothing. Then I go back, rinse and repeat. Like it got to a point on so the cakes were due to be out on Monday. I couldn't work and do these things over the weekend. So they bring the lights. They did one thing that was mind boggling to say the very least. Per hour, we had light for 5 minutes. So they bring the light to jump up and then I've already even measured out everything. All I wanted to do is just toss it into the mixer and mix away. Now you have tossed it inside the mixer. You start mixing. You do the mixer goes for 5 minutes and you just say so far I was like Abi is the motor of the motor. Like this power and that was how see it was actually things that were sensitive that if you start mixing or which if you are a baker or if you know a baker, there's certain things that when they are mixed in, if you don't do what you're supposed to do ASAP, you're going to throw all that out. So where exactly do I write that loss? In what book? How do I account for it? And that is just me. I'm just looking from my own purview. Much less for tailors, much less for shoemakers, like people who actually need electricians, people who actually need this job to be able to this power to be actually able to survive. And which let me ask you, even if you're not self-employed, even if you have paid employment, you work for an organization or something, is there any way that actually don't need power?
Everybody needs power in this country. We all need power to like survive, to even work, to do anything. Now we are having power issues, right? Fuel is expensive, and the fuel is nowhere to be seen. So how do you want to do it?
Oh,
And
I
you're telling me
can't
not
do
to
this.
rant. I'm just trying to keep calm as much as I can. PHCN, NEPA, IKDC, Power Holding, they are still holding the power till now. They are holding the power. We have been having issues. We have been having like serious issues over this. Okay, now this is 2022, right? You want to come in as a what's it called political candidate, and you
You're
are here
running,
telling us
give you power.
about electric.
You
You are
will
getting
have
give
light.
if I owe you my 200. I'm not saying
Just
I'm not general. I'm just saying this is annoying because there are things that I've lost. There are I don't want to start mentioning them based on how would I put it the the inadequacy, if that English is correct, of the leaders to do some things right in this country. Whereas even if you want to starve of the life, right, give us 18 hours in a day. Start from somewhere. Give us 18 hours in a day that is guaranteed. We will have less issues in this country. Give us a steady means of okay, your fuel, nothing is going to happen. That dam, if it had been stopped, we will not be talking about the fuel issue. That dam, if it had been stopped, we will not be talking about road and transport getting expensive. We are having so many one dam,
and it's spilled over and
one
it's
yeah,
spilled
that
like
one
that.
dam.
Tentacles everywhere.
One dam alone is costing us this thing. It's going to cause inflation to the end of the day. And it's not as if whilst this thing is going on, they are going to go there and go and build it.
How do you work in the flood? How do you function?
That's what they will give us now. That's the excuse they give. So when the flood
Rinse
comes
and
down,
repeat.
and
We forget.
when the flood comes and everything is down and
Forget.
everything, they'll tell
Move
you it's
on.
changing power.
Move
Then
on.
changing power is changing concentration. Changing power is changing in
Uh,
directives. Changing power is changing what they want to what they want to face their.
You're feeling our pain, yeah? All right, I would like to hear from you as well. So joining the conversation across our different social media platforms.
Ibrahim is angry.
And Amalawaka is not.
Ah.
On Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We're there, CTV Live is the Android, and on TikTok and Instagram. We're there, CTV Live 1. We're currently live on TikTok as well, so you can join in the conversation and let us know what you think and how basically have you been dealing with everything? How are you trying to keep your head above water? How are you functioning? Okay, from light to by light, I mean power to traffic
Functioning.
to fuel. How are you generally? So doing a pulse check. Okay, we hope you're fine. Just get it out. We'd like to hear your thoughts. We'd like to hear your view. And that takes us to the next topic. So hopefully it's going to make us calm down. But I've seen that it's not going to. The temperature is about to get hotter, right? So a personal assistant makes away with a company with the company's money, 5.6 million naira, to get out of the country, and she leaving our boss, I need a boss, and 59 other co-workers suspended and actually started from the personal assistant because nowhere to be found as a web. But we had people who were suffering the consequence of that particular person's action. See, I saw this story and I was getting to what I think and all that stuff. What was your first thought? What came to your mind upon seeing the story?
The song I just sang now. Ja, ba, ja. I was like, that was the best song, but truly, we are actually having this now. It's reoccurring and it's not nice. But if the country was nice, we won't be doing this. We won't be saying we want to steal other people's earnings or investments and use it to run and leave the country because you are finding a better life for yourself. You are looking for a better life for yourself, whereas you are putting somebody else's life into problems, into penury, into so much stress. You ran away with 5.6 million naira, which is not your own, and you are even the personal assistant to somebody that works for a company. Literally, all of you are what's it called? Are employees of that company. The person that is your boss is not even paying your salary. He or she is being paid as well as you. So you now made way with 5.6 million naira to find a better life for yourself elsewhere in another country. See, if although if the person actually uses that money to travel out of the country, it's easy for them how would I put it, to get hold of. As long as the person works for your company, was the previous worker for your company, you have details, pictures, names, and everything. Go there, table the matter to the embassy, let them know this is what the person did, this is what the person. If that person registered and is on their catalog, give you 14 days. Wherever the person wants travel out to, is the visa, passport, everything is going to be revoked and deported back to Nigeria to face his or her crimes. And that is enough judgments. But how about the 5.6 million naira? Can it be recovered?
I mean,
It's gone. What you law?
it's not law. So okay, so
the person might just suffer the consequences of taking the money off, but that money at that moment is what you law.
So when I saw the story, the first thing that came to mind is that. So I get it, right? You're looking for greener pastures, but this is the part where I think it needs to be said. If you're a thief, you're a thief. That's what you are. You kind of like you're okay. You're looking for better, and then you want to leave other people for worse and for worst, and then they should be the one embroiled in debt and having to pay money that they did not steal, they did not take. Innocent people paying for your own crimes. I'm not about that life. And it's just
they might get locked up, and that's the worst part.
Which is crazy.
So
and having their families run around.
Where was your conscience when you were doing that? Where did you? So it was gone because the money has entered your mind. Yeah. So for you to even do that, for you to have access to that 5.6 million naira to take away, that means you have been planning that thing for a bit. You just can't say, okay, overnight, I want to take it and run. No, you might have had a month or 2 months to plan to execute that kind of action. And like I said before, I hope to God he or she is apprehended before they hand he or she over to the cops or anything. I hope to God that person gets the beating of his or her
No,
life.
we don't do.
I know we don't do violence here, but I won't mind. I'm telling you the camera what I will do. Oh God.
See, it's all funny, like I
Yeah.
just weak. It's if you want to jackpot, you can't afford. Therefore, you keep working till you can put together the money, and then you leave. Like as it were, I hear that jackpot is different from relocation.
Yeah.
Jackpot is where you just live by hook, crook, whatever means.
Just move.
I just want to leave the border and the hair. Relocation is where you actually take your time to plan.
Yeah.
You know what is going to happen to you there. You plan what you're going to do there. You have step by steps. Well, what's it called now? The milestones.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do this to get this. That
Like
is
the steps,
relocation.
yeah.
Have steps. Yeah, like, to relocate and all. But it just doesn't make sense. It's just I've been doing since like because I just can't excuse you.
And this is the one we know about. Do you know there are many of this too? Like we have plenty. You know about the man, the lady, and the guy that took 20 million naira
Of a job.
of thrift money. Thrift. This is people's money. This is not even company. This is somebody's. Okay,
People. Like,
people. 20 million naira. You did not have fear of God. You did not have fear of those people at hearts. You took their money, their hard-earned money, that they trusted you with. Let's be keeping it with you. Let's be keeping it with
we're not
you.
trying to help ourselves.
Help ourselves.
Okay, I'll keep our social amount. So chances are.
You really want to collect today. No, you really want to collect by it's
And then
for everybody's.
you cut away with 20 million naira to jackpot to like I mean, we've been seeing the photos circulate all over social media, and I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how that story develops.
One of them has to be caught at the end, at the least. If not,
And you will
then,
pay.
uh-huh.
You will refund them their money because it just did not bring it in.
At all, because you always say that they're not doing well at the top. They're not doing well at the top. I'm talking about the government. They say their government. So now in between you circle of friends that decided to keep money. You and the other person are the bad eggs. You took the money and ran, and you are still saying people are not good. They are not good. And are you good with yourself? You are not in the right state of mind for doing that kind of thing. 20 million naira per person. I don't even know the amount of people that are on that thrift. I don't know how much per person was contributed. But for it to be 20 million naira, that means the money is enormous to an extent per person. So you decide to take that one and run. Say you not have. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are on thrift, because there was this guy that was in the UK that was doing thrift. He said that went to the what's it called, the person that collected number one, went to his house, took his passport, and then was like, "It's not here. Nah, this is not Nigeria. This is UK. I can't hold your family members. I don't know your family members. But yeah, if I have your passport, run now. If you have collected number one, you want to run away."
It's just
It's
I
just-
think we bring our own problems. It's part of it, and it's just greed, and it's just not cool, and it's wicked, it's inhumane, and it's selfish. That's all I can like. It's just the mad like. It's wild. It's very, very wild. So you're looking for greener pastures. You're looking for a better life, and then you throw that people into penury. You throw that people into debt. Like as the Yorubas will say, "Woni ru woni." You're like money from this person, that person, all for the door to door, all for everybody to just do. Okay, we're just trying to keep body and soul together, right? And then you're having someone, or one of your own, having to cost you so much pain, and all because you are looking for what. I pray that they are caught though. I see.
What do you want to be
Man
thinking
and
about?
woman,
What do you
I
want to
see.
think about the first night you are with that money? I'm just trying to imagine myself in that position. Okay, you guys lodge in a hotel because there is no way you can sleep in your house or in a relative place at all. Go somewhere else, lodge. Overnight, you wake up in the midnight to go pee, and you are not even thinking about thinking, Baba Labi.
Right? Just
Yeah, I'm
putting a name to it,
just
right?
think about them like if it was me, nko.
How would you feel? How would you handle this? And it's just crazy. That's all I got. All right, and on to our next story, which is just as serious as apparently we should be talking about. So far,
This is the most serious of them all.
is it
It's the most serious.
the flood,
That no.
the
Okay,
food
okay.
insecurity, the
Now,
theft,
you see
the
now,
power
you see
issue,
Nigeria.
the theft.
Let's talk Naija.
Ah,
It's like let's probe Naija. to an extent, honestly.
The UK federal government, the US federal government, and the UK government have issued warning to their citizens residing in the federal capital territory, Abuja, to evacuate the state. And they also made mention of certain things that they should do and should not do. Amid every security issues relating to projected terrorist attack set to be carried out in places where people gather, basically from religious houses to shopping malls, schools, and all of that stuff. Okay, so the U.S. Embassy they put that up on their website earlier. Was it this week or last week? I would say on the 23rd of October was when they put this out,
Like
and
3 days ago.
that's been putting people to like what is happening. I mean, if you remember, we had the our own prison break, not a movie and not a series, happened in our dear country, Nigeria, in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, the Kuje prison, if you guys remember that particular incident. And here we have
at
it.
least 400 inmates are yet to be accounted for.
We know that Kuje prison is a maximum prison, so it's
maximum
where the
security prison.
hardened
Maximum security prison.
and then we had the Minister for Information come out to tell us that we should keep calm. Basically, there's no cause to panic and all that. Well, he did not affirm, neither did he deny the story, but it's something for us to get worried about. Abuja, as it were, has been the unfortunate scene for some very, very terrible activities. Talked about terrorists, insecurity, and all that stuff. The Naija bomb, but is just one out of unfortunately too many to count and all that. So we've had this talk before we came on air, and we just kept on being because talking about it's just
it's like I seen a movie. Like one of those.
And it's unfortunate you cannot press pause.
That's the worst part. You can't press pause or just fast forward to the end and end the movie. That is the Federal Capital Territory. Federal Capital. That is the capital of Nigeria. Abuja. The first was the Yanya bomb blast. The suicide bomber that took people in. Then the Kuje prison break. Maximum security prison at the Federal Capital Territory. That is our capital of this country, where they are keeping ardent criminals, ardent terrorists, and militants, right? Insurgents, all of them. And then they pack their food. So they went there to go and give them prior warning that place might be invaded. They let it be. It happened. And this same Kuje prison is not far from a barracks, from an army barracks. Those army barracks, those armies, where were they when the prison break was happening? They were on top. They went for the Beyonce show.
You guys can tell I'm tired, right?
They went for the Beyonce show, so they were on top. Some of them were the Beyonce show, some were watching Man City Liverpool.
They told you.
They were busy. They were hooked up. Ooh. And that one happened. 400 plus citizen inmates, both dangerous and deadly. All of them came. Nowhere to back. The US government and the UK government have told us based on intelligence reports, which is not saying they tell you intel that is going to be having waves of insurgency. Like waves of right? I'm hoping and praying to God doesn't happen. Waves of insurgency attacks or terrorist attacks on the first their own citizens. That's the UK citizens and the US citizens. You find if they can't evacuate, stay indoors. Charge your phone through. They give them so many protocols to follow. And our own dear country, with our via our Minister for Information, Mr. Lai Mohammed, is telling us not to bother. He's telling us not to worry.
Panic, all right? He says not to panic.
Labake, you are within my punch shot. Don't let me get angry with you.
What I do?
You are telling us not to worry,
but he says,
not to panic. Right? Over the night, before morning, schools in Abuja shut down.
And that is a
Why?
precautionary measure. Basically.
Precautionary measure for the same person that told us not to worry. All these things is nothing.
Now.
You should not panic.
I'm coming. Truly. Okay, so we've
Nigeria.
I'm just trying to use this analogy. It might not be correct, but look at this as a situation of, say, a stadium, for example, and that has perhaps security issues, like say maybe a fire or whatever, right? And then you have people wanting to rush out. What happens in that situation when people panic? You have stampedes. Yeah, it is. So if we all panic, as it were, I'm not a security official. I'm not a police officer. Uh, I'm not in the Air Force. I'm not. Do you understand? Air, land, water. I'm not in any of this. So if we all get your blood pressure just goes off the roof. See, in this point, and I think that where our government, and I genuinely hope that they're not just looking at not just vibes, they're actually doing something to actually combat this, to actually do something, all right, as it were. We have the DSS, we have the soldiers, we have more than enough
soldiers that were very close to the Kuje prison break that did not attend it.
We hope that won't be the case this time around. Okay, but I'm just saying that we can't afford to go into a panic. We can't afford to
you are giving it to them.
We are hoping that, and that's the thing, and that's what the government does, what they're supposed to do. You protect the lives, properties of your citizens. It is what you do. So I'm hoping, right? Let's give them the benefit of doubt in this case. To say I was disappointed about the prison break that was not a movie and that was not a series in July it was gut-wrenching. It just goes to show that we have security problems, right? So this time around, we are hoping that they would be able to curtail it. I mean, they cannot even share sensitive information to us anyway. So because what you and I can acknowledge is that we are living in the midst of all these people. Yeah. We live in the midst of terrorists. We live in the midst of fraudsters.
Kidnappers and
all that. So.
Yeah, I understand your point, and you raised a very, 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 very valid point. I totally understand. You explained what that man said. Then I'm talking about Mr. Information, Mr. Lai Mohammed. You explained.
And I'm worried about you.
You don't worry about that. You buttressed what he said, but I just want to make a point out of what the things you just said now. That they are trying to hold up sensitive information. They don't want us to panic and everything and all. But before the US government can bring out the statement live out that fellow residents, as in citizens living in Nigeria, living in Abuja, can you please evacuate? Don't you think they would have had this same conversation with our security people prior to all this, before them coming out? But what was the action they took to address that issue? And I'm pretty sure none. That's what's making those government. Okay, let's not say it out loud though, because people are not attending to it and not addressing what we said.
We can't say for certain though.
But why are they not coming out? Because it is as sensitive as possible. It is sensitive for a government to come out, go to another country's government, or to state to another country's government that our residents in this place evacuate. That means they have intel about something that is about to happen, and they have probably informed the government, who has yet to do anything about it or just decide not to do anything about it. Is that bad? Don't come here and be telling me that Mr. Lai Mohammed is saying us you should not panic, and you are panicking to an extent. What is all this?
Okay, so and that's where I'm not playing devil's advocate, right? I'm just trying to balance conversation. We have, and your statement, I think I get it to a certain extent. And you mentioned the fact that chances are, but the thing is, we're not in the room. We were not privy to this information. We didn't have this conversation. We didn't hear them.
But they released it to the whole world to listen to now.
Let's give them the benefit of doubt that our security operatives are actually doing something to curtail the situation, and having schools shut down and all of that is going to be precautionary, and God willing, we're not going to have loss of lives or property or anything as such. And our security outfits are capable of actually protecting the territory of the federal capital.
Like the Naija bomb blast or the Kuje prison break.
Which are unfortunate incidents, like I already said.
But could have been prevented, right?
I think we can do
but
better.
could have been prevented.
Yes,
But
we can do
this is
better.
not one devil's advocate. But I
No,
understand your point. We can't be on
obviously
the
we
same
all
panel.
panic now. What
Yeah.
do we gain?
No, I'm not really panicking because
But
no, do you know, no,
government
I'm
should
not
be
really
doing
panicking
something.
because I have belief and hope in what's it called, in the power of Nigeria, that at the end of the day our love for each other is going to curtail all this rubbish that is happening. But as a human being, I have to panic. Imagine these people, these bandits, these insurgents have that amount of of what's it called, of confidence. Like you have Federal Capital Territory, Lomolabake. That is the capital of Nigeria. Imagine they now, part of the places that they are targeting, places of worship, government buildings, schools, hospitals. God forbid. God forbid. If those if they do like what's it called, coordinated attacks on the same day on these kind of places in Abuja, and Abuja crumbles, where else is left for us in Nigeria? Where?
Which is, I mean, I'm trying not to think about it, in the truth, because I'm struggling to even grasp the the severity, because it has far-reaching consequences. It is. We
Hmm.
don't want it, but it just might. It
It's
spells doom,
scary.
all
It's
right? It
scary. The
spells
thought of
doom.
it
That's
alone
what
is
it is.
scary.
So I'm hoping, all right? So I'm still giving it back to. I'm throwing the ball back to our government. Okay, what do you know they do? We hope you guys are doing something. We hope our government actually coming through, coming good, and having our security operatives with their hands on deck, like prepared
Hopefully,
and ready to actually stem
hopefully.
everything that, you know, whatever it is that might be. And uh, I think I'll stop here. As I'm thinking about it, messing with me. Okay,
I
so
thought you were trying to play the devil's advocate.
I wasn't. No, I was just trying to say that we're not privy to certain information, and it is
Yeah.
the truth. Okay,
But how are we privy to this information? Because they decided to release it out
we have
for everybody to
the
know.
U.S. Embassy put that up on their website and telling their citizens not to go to certain places, don't go to crowded environments, be careful, be with your ID at all times, and all of that. All right, which is quite scary, really, because it goes to show that chances
Okay,
are they.
why is it not? I'm so sorry I cut you short.
Please go ahead.
But why is not our government? Why aren't they telling us this? Like all those people living in Abuja, why aren't they telling them that? And they were allowing the U.S. embassy to say it first to their own citizens in this country. Are they trying to let us know that the American citizens or the UK citizens have more rights to our own country over us? Nobody is supposed to tell our residents in Abuja, hey, don't go to schools, don't go here, stay here, this is about to happen, this is my happen, we are trying to curtail it as
But
much as we can.
I think they're just trying to reduce panic.
Okay, how about this one the US embassy just did? Is it not panic enough?
It isn't.
Why are we now judging, why am I judging them on it? It's because they did not give us information before those ones give us information on our country, about our place, about our state capital territory.
I don't even know what to say. It is the truth. Okay, so we hope and pray that may all of this. Hopefully, we don't get to hear and we don't get to see of any insurgent attack, any terrorist attack in any state, basically Nigeria, not just Abuja, and hopefully, peace to just come back. Basically, wherever peace has gone to, it should return, or it should return as it were.
This is CTV live, my people, and you can see me live and please. It's not nice, but it is what it is. It is Nigeria. They are making us like this. They are.
Like, but you know what?
This is the third edition of Let's Talk Naija, back to back. That I
Larats,
am
Larats,
ready.
we come through on the show, and it is so painful that of all the stories we've had today, not one has been happy, no one has been exciting, no one has
Apart
been.
from the government, do our own personal one say we are not happy about it.
Well,
Thrift money stealer, and the 5.6 million naira japa woman, our man, as it is. How? Why? We are still trying, we are complaining. We are not, everything is not okay. Everything is not okay. Bag of rice 40K. This is. Do you know how much they used to sell kilo of turkey?
um, I don't know.
Yeah, I think about 6,000 naira now. 1 kilo. Abi.
Eh?
3,000 naira for a kilo.
Hey, hey,
How many pieces?
hey.
Maximum 6 pieces of. So
No, if you
so
cut it well,
you call it now already 14.
we'll get
Eh.
it 25.
Ha,
I'm just saying.
ha.
See, it's wild.
My
Like,
country.
so we had we
The
had this
15 naira
conversation.
notes. How many things can it get you?
It depends on what you want to buy.
Egg.
It depends on what you want to
Egg,
buy. You can
egg.
buy
If you
eggs.
guys know, I'm not trying to say this. If you are buying, if normally, almost everybody eats outside. If you are eating rice outside, you're buying food outside, you want to put egg. Normally, egg is already there. Go outside now. Come back
I
and
mean,
give me
when they're
information.
selling the raw egg, uncooked and all for 100 naira, how much do you
Why?
explain
Why?
expect? Because feeds are so expensive.
Exactly.
So
And why is the feed expensive?
I don't know. I'm not a farmer.
Why? Why? Why?
So
Pure water self is not 110 naira anymore.
excuse me, please. What was that? Oh, so talking about food, like dealing with food prices and all. And we've
Let's
had
go,
families.
Naija,
You've had families having to make serious adjustments
to feed in.
to feeding. Like you have. So once upon a time, you will have for my family now, a pack of spaghetti would be enough for everybody in the house, right? Like comfortably as well. Now, please ask me how many people will eat a pack of spaghetti in my house, and that is and it's so crazy that
Well,
your
reduced
you're purchasing
content,
and
increased amount.
you have more bills as well because your the cost keeps skyrocketing and keeps just rising and all that.
How
But
much is
yet
minimum wage?
you still have the same pay. Like
I'm asking,
you're getting the same thing, but yeah, you're paying for much more. So your purchasing power is much lower.
how much is
Like
minimum wage? They don't increase now.
30K.
30,000 naira. I
You
wish
can
to
even buy you a bag of
I
rice.
wish to God our ministers, our House of Reps, all of them are the one receiving 30,000 naira per month. He's not come and telling us all these things they are telling us.
Breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, so
Nigeria.
we draw the curtains on today's show. It's been
Let's pray for Nigeria. It's still
that's
our
all
country.
we
It's our dear
can say,
country. It's still our dear country. We are not going to allow these people spoil it for us. Please.
and we ourselves. Okay,
We ourselves. We
be
need to do
neutral.
better.
Let's be
Let's be our
neutral.
brothers and sisters keepers. And I'm not talking about Peter Rufai, but we need to be working together. In like we see there are things. I, because if you want to go and motivate the fellow in an average Nigerian right now, you fit end up with collect slap.
People are angry. I
It's
mean,
that
people
bad.
are important. Do something. So I mean, you're going to eat. You have bills. You have student. ASU strike has been called off. Thank God. You have student
I hope
returning
to
and
God
resuming back to school.
next year March we'll have another issue.
We pray.
Amen.
You're having students having to resume back to school, and you're wondering where people will get the money to, for the transport. The people go carry food go now.
Therefore,
You buy food. How much do you want to buy? Right? What's the quantity? You want to buy gari, which is a staple in the students' locker, as it were. You buy sugar. You buy milk. You buy egg. I mean, you need to get protein one way or the other. If meat no gree you buy, if fish no gree you buy. The closest to it is egg, which is quite expensive, as we've already mentioned. And there's just so much. So my what I would advise we all do is to take out our time to breathe. Okay,
that's the only thing that is free right
you
now
need
in
to
Nigeria.
air,
Air is
and
free.
even the air self won't come.
It's polluted now.
You get it, but still,
Polluted.
let's breathe. Let's calm down.
What are we
Let's do
looking
our
for this?
best
What are we looking for this? What are we
to
looking for?
chill.
Eh?
To problem that they finish. So if it is what's it called? If it's oranges that you can afford, my dear, you take it with peace. With just be grateful for life, and we pray God blesses Nigeria, and God saves us and be with us. Okay, and that's all I can say. That's my own motivation. My Alcantara to Maguire to motivate, and see, it's not even coming right. It's fine. That's where it ends.
My only
For today.
motivational word is well.
Yeah, it has to be well.
Even inside Conga, well. There's nothing we can do.
Okay, keep it a date with us. We come to your screen every week and we talk about topic issues happening in Nigeria, our beloved country. You don't have any other one now, do we? We have just this one. Okay, so from me and Isabella, we're saying adios and bye for now.
Bye bye. Until we come again to rant. I hope to God.